plans for a trip to a warm place, Natalie?
John, that's exactly what I'm thinking. We got to go somewhere. And even though holiday vacation may be over, midwinter break is just 6 weeks away. A great excuse to book something. It is never too early to start thinking about travel. So if you do want to book a deal, you may need to book now. And that's why joining us, we have Liana Corwin. Thank you so much for joining us. And you are the travel and consumer trends expert with the travel booking app Hopper. I use it all the time. I'm always monitoring a flight. So we are always looking for a deal. So let's start off with just the basic savings tips and strategies. I'm sure you've got lots of those.
Definitely, and I think there are 3 tips that really you can keep in mind any time of the year. The first is to be flexible. If you have any flexibility at all with your dates, you can save a lot of money. Just shifting your date for midwinter break by 1 or 2 days could save you over $50 in the research that we were doing.
So don't book your time off work yet. Wait to see when the best flight is and then ask for those days maybe.
Yes, if you can check those flights first, that's going to save you the most money.
And then we've got this graphic set up here. So the next one is to set up these deal alerts. How do you do that?
Absolutely. So if you use an app like Hopper, you can type in your dates, your destination, and it will send you notifications when a flight drops. And actually, we're also sending notifications now when hotel prices drop. Ooh. So if you have a hotel in mind, you can keep track of that. And when there's a good deal, we'll let you know.
Okay, that's awesome. And then I think there's a third point. We're going to pull that right back up here. I think it's coming up. There was one more tip. It was, book flights by the end of January. I think that's what that was. Okay, so yes. That means we got to do this soon.
Yes, if you want to get away for midwinter break, definitely book by the end of the month. That's when prices are going to start to climb.
And then lastly, we see there, check hotel packages for hidden deals. So you're saying, is it better to book the flight with the hotel? Does that work better as a full meal deal?
Sometimes if you can book a bundle, you'll save money. So, you know, different aggregators out there, Hopper, for instance, will offer you $30 cash back if you book a package. Nice. But you can also see these on hotel websites themselves. Sometimes they offer special breaks for, you know, February, March, kind of the lower season. They'll offer some special deals.
Okay, so if you do the whole thing, and so now you've run some numbers, and you do have some suggestions for destinations that we should book now. So these are timed for the week of February 17th to the 21st, and that's when New York City schools are in recess. So let's take a look first at some of these domestic destinations. And I think there we have a list right here. Those look like some great deals. Some
great deals. I mean, the lowest prices we're seeing right now are to Nashville, 177 round trip for that full week of that schools are on break. If you wanted to get some skiing in the Rocky Mountains, Denver is a great place to fly into. Then you can take a quick road trip up to Aspen.
Ooh, fun.
And Charleston, South Carolina. Maybe you want something a little bit warmer than Denver. You know, you're going to see great prices there for 237 round trip.
Now those look like some great deals, but maybe you've got a little extra time, you want to do something different. So what about international deals? Are there any? I mean, sometimes those flights they're pretty high.
I know. You know, actually, this is a great time to go internationally. We're seeing flights to Europe for only $100 more than those prices we were just looking at for domestic trips. So since this is a long break, you can really add the weekends onto it. It might make sense to get away to Europe at this time of the year. So Amsterdam, about $322 round trip, and Barcelona, $319 round trip. And you're going to want to book those flights relatively soon. We just saw those prices from New York to those destinations this morning.
I will go to Barcelona anytime. Let's do this. I'm going to check the app right after this. So speaking of all these numbers, how does Hopper actually come up with these numbers, these algorithms?
Yes, so Hopper is analyzing between 25 and 30 billion prices a day. So anytime you know, flight price pops up anywhere in the world, Hopper is able to see that, and we have this huge historical archive. And so what we do is we compare the historical pricing with current pricing trends in order to project what the prices should be in the future. So that's how we're able to tell you, you know, you're looking at a flight to Barcelona. Okay, today is actually a great day to buy it, but maybe you're looking for a flight to somewhere else and it's not a good day. We'll tell you to wait until the best day to book.
And so far, I mean, I felt it's been pretty accurate. It's either like, just wait a little longer or you should book it immediately.
Absolutely.
And speaking of booking immediately, I mean, with today's cold weather, meteorologist John Elliott just talking about this, we might want to go somewhere warm, somewhere south. So let's talk a bit about that. Is it too late for those deals?
You know, what we're seeing is that It's not too late if you are flexible with your dates. So maybe you can't go for that full midwinter break. You can leave on Wednesday and come back on Saturday. That's when you're going to see those becoming affordable destinations. Otherwise, unfortunately, with the high demand, it's just really tough to get away down south
Leaving
for
on
a good
Friday
price.
to a Sunday might not be as good of a deal. But we did just have a quick list there. I think we had Miami, Fort Lauderdale with $279, I think I just saw.
Yes, and that's being a little bit more creative with the dates, leaving on Tuesday, leaving on Wednesday. But really, if your kids are off of school and you can, take a shorter vacation, this might be the best time to do it.
And so it sounds like the best advice that you have for people that don't have to follow those exact school breaks to be flexible.
Yes, you're very lucky if you don't have to follow those breaks because January and February are the cheapest months to fly pretty much the whole year. So if you want to get away in the new year, this is a good time to do it, even if it might be a little spontaneous.
I didn't realize that. I'm going to be asking for some time off, I think, after this. I'm ready to go. I think Barcelona, you sold me on that one. Well, thank you so much for dropping by, Liana. Lots of great tips for us today. And coming up, we're going to have a rundown of this week's forecast coming up, and you'll see